Howdy, folks. Merry Christmas. Hope everyone has a great New Year's when it comes. So, this is the Hidizs MP145. Here's Paul Wasabi's stock measurement of that. I uploaded it to Hawaii Bad Boys Graph for a couple reasons. I am not doing a graphing site because I don't have enough headphones to make it matter, but, is what it is. But I always align for the 8K peak so that we can compare and contrast with other measurements. So Hidizs MP145, I'm talking about this for a good reason. So previous video I said pull the foam out, you get a higher quality replay to my ears. A couple of folks commented on that, said it was a great mod. But then I thought, we can do better than that. And so I worked on that for a little bit. I sent that set to Paul. Well, actually, it was Paul Wasabi's. I sent it back to him, and he got back to me and said, yeah, this thing is badass. So I figured, hey, I'll talk about it. I wasn't really sure, I kind of like to have other people verify my opinions about things before I go hard on it. So I'm going hard now. Anyways, we got our stock measurement. So then I said, let's go ahead and pull the foam out. That's this measurement. The foam does mass load the driver a little bit, so we can see that the bass drops out a hair, a couple maybe decibels, and but then also we get a little more pin gain, and it also shifts it forward about 2.7K. That's all good stuff, give or take depending on your preferences. You will, in fact, hear more resolution and I think a little bit of a more open stage. By the way, I didn't mention this at all, but I'm using the pink tips on everything except then when I'm not using them. So the pink tips is what I just liked instantly, and I kept those until I decided to not use them at all. All right, next mod. We're going to block the vents on the front. So you're going to use micropore tape. You could stuff foam into the little pinholes. You want to allow a little bit of air, but mostly block it. And so then we can see that we get a few more decibels of subs starting at about 80 hertz. And, nice. But again, you do want to vent a little air. If you just tape over those vents, you're going to get pressure buildup. That may or may not be your deal. The red measurement is Paul's, and so I do try and align for the 8K peak, just to mention that, but not perfect. Let's just say I was kind of going in a hurry here. But in any case, differences with the blocked vent are minor at best in the upper mid-range and treble. You call it a wash, give or take, I would say. So then I'm like, all right, let's keep going with this. What else can we do? And at that point, I was like, well, I really want to put that bass back. And so I figured, all right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open the shell, which I did. And it's actually not too bad. You need an X-Acto knife. Be careful. A little bit of heat doesn't hurt, like a hair dryer. Get it about that warm. And you can open it up. Not a problem at all. It wasn't really hard. So then I replaced the back dampers on the driver with two, it says right here, 2.5 millimeter 450s, and that's the value I used. And then, let me see, do I have one with a tip on it? No, not right there. Hang on. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this one. All right, sorry. So let me just clean this up a hair. So we're going to go from the stock. There. All right, so I left the tips on, the stock tips, the pink ones, and then I did 2 by 2.5 millimeter 450s on the back of the driver. And we see that's kind of some shitty colors, but let me see, can I fix that? Yeah, we sure can. Let's do green. Okay, a little easier to see. All right, so then we're at the green graph there. Cool. Pin is shifted, again, 2.7K. Got plenty of mid-bass now, but actually less of a scoop going on here. So essentially, I just flattened the graph by couple dB, I would say. Cool. That's one of the moves I like to do. And then I'm like, all right, what else can we do? So then I went up here and I did no tips. So I took the pink tips off. We're just using the little screw-on, like the threads, to actually allow the tips to stick, and we end up with this. It's like, oh, whoa, that's interesting. All right, let me turn this one off real quick. So here's our stock in red and the new tuning in green. And immediately the stage opened up hugely. I don't know if other people are going to catch this, but I do drastically. So it suddenly just opened everything up. Boom, very, very open. The staging is now wider, wraps around the back of your head. Holy shit. So then I'm like, wow, that's freaking awesome. What else could we do? And then I have this one last mod, which is, I call it Unicorn Cum, which means I'm not going to tell you what it is. But that does that to that. So that's the stock measurement again in red, and the Unicorn Cum in blue. And it has something to do with the bore. I'm putting something in it. I'll just say that. And so, out of all of these tunings, I would say the Unicorn Cum plus the no-tip version are my two favorites. And I would say also, if you look at the, without the Unicorn Cum, we have a tremendous amount of upper end extension here. It is basically about the same as the mid-range over here, about 800 hertz. It's phenomenal. This thing ends up just blowing your ass right out. Well, it blew my ass out of my ass. I think I was making that joke to Paul, but like, damn, this thing is just incredible. Fairly simple mods. So we end up with, open the shell, 2x 2.5 millimeter 450s. You don't put a tip on, and do something to it or not, depending on, I'm going to, if you can. It's not foam, I'll say that. And then I wanted to just show you this real quick. Let's see, I got one more thing in here. Let me clean this up a hair. What do we got? Yeah. So, whoops. Oh. And we end up with my sort of like dullard version of the Radon 6, the Fur Audio, which other folks have said is just phenomenal. And after doing this, I mean, I don't know, it probably doesn't sound the same, but it's, it's got probably a little bit of the same mojo going on. The thing sounds fucking incredible. Just blows me out, man. So there's my little spiel on my new mod for 2023. I don't even ask me right now if I'm going to be doing this for folks, because the answer is I've had a rough holiday season, worse than others. So I am not thinking about anything like that. But hey, I just told you how to do it, and if you have the wherewithal, go for it. Right on. Merry Christmas, and I'll talk to you later.